Hello, this is Diana Giles with Skyline IT Management. And I have got a problem. Not actually me, but this is a problem that we see a lot. And you might think that the problem is just that that desktop is pretty messy looking. That's not the problem. The problem isn't the number of icons or how um, they're just kind of everywhere and not very organized. As far as we are concerned at Skyline IT Management, you do you as far as your desktop goes, except for one thing. We want the icons that are there to be small in size. And what I mean by that is actually the place that they represent there on your desktop. We want them to be shortcuts and not actual files. And so let me explain about what I mean there. Either intentionally or unintentionally, people will get large files stored on their desktop rather than a shortcut to those files. The times that we see this happen the most, where they're extremely large files and they were unintentionally stored there, a lot of times is in when someone is downloading an application or doing some video project or something like that, they will get stored on the desktop. The problem with having large files, whatever type of file they are, but if they're large, the problem is that those items are stored in memory and they are actually using resources that it's unnecessary, and you don't want that to be going on while you're trying to use your computer. You would like your files to be stored on the hard drive and then to be accessible from your desktop. So what we recommend is that rather than storing the files on the desktop, that you create shortcuts to those files, and to be very conscious when you are downloading a file, not only of its safety, I have to add that, but also of where it is being stored. A lot of times it will default to store it on the desktop, which is a terrible idea. I don't know why more vendors don't change the way that that is done, but they don't. And so a lot of times people unintentionally get files, large files, stored on their desktop. You want to change the default location to where a file is going to be stored. But then when you have something that you do want to put on your desktop, let me show you how to take care of that so that it is done properly. So here's my desktop. I like a clean desktop, but that's just me personally. So let's say that you have a file that you are wanting to use. You've been working on something quite often and you've needed to refer to it. So you want it to be quickly accessible to you. So for this example, we just have some manuals here. And so as you can see, with this one manual that I've already created a shortcut for, it would be 50 megabytes if I stored it on my desktop as in the file format, not as a shortcut. Here's another one that's quite large. So if let's pick this Lexmark one. So this manual, I want to have that accessible on my desktop. All I do is I right click, and in Windows 11, you have to go to Show More Options, and then you go to Send to Desktop, Create Shortcut. Now it has created a shortcut on my desktop rather than storing that whole file on my desktop. And from the way that it behaves, you don't know the difference. You click on it, the file opens. And so that is the proper way to make files accessible to you from your desktop. I hope that this has helped you. I think that if you go through your desktop, if you have a ton of files on it that are substantial in size and you change all of those to be shortcuts, you will see a dramatic improvement in the performance of your computer. Just to give you a tip, in order to do that, you want to move the files from the desktop in File Explorer. using File Explorer, you want to move them from the desktop to Documents, and then go through Documents and do, as I showed you, to create the shortcuts. Thank you for watching. I hope that you have a great day. And if you have any questions regarding your technology, please give Skyline IT Management a call. Thank you.